Well, thank you, Chair. So I would like to ask a question of retired leading seaman Schultz-Nielsen. I'm wondering, based on your testimony, if you can explain the difference between your PTSD and the major depressive disorder.
Thank you, Chair. I started getting treatment for PTSD in 2014 after a diagnosis from a civilian psychologist. PTSD for me is manageable. I'm able to, with the treatment that I've received over the years, I'm able to manage my symptoms. To be perfectly honest and clear, depression is a killer. I have yet to find a treatment that works for it, and it eats you alive like a cancer. Thank you.
And thank you for that. And could you explain, I guess, the difference between the causes? So PTSD and the cause, and then the major depressive disorder. What do you think is the cause of the major depressive disorder?
My PTSD has been linked to my military service and assaults that I've experienced. My major depressive disorder came on after I was denied DEC by VAC. It's 100%, as far as I'm concerned, it's caused by VAC. The denials, the jumping through hoops to be treated with just a little bit of dignity. It wears you down, and you can't fix it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. If I could just ask retired Captain Siew very quickly, you talked about changing the adjudication process of disability claims in the context of the needs of all women veterans. I'm just wondering if you could explain what you think that would look like. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Well, I fundamentally believe that women are being expected to put in claims and provide the conditions of service with proof. And the bottom line is they don't have any proof. They don't, but D&D does know, or the Canadian Forces does know how these women were treated over the years. And I think they owe an obligation to the women veterans in that they didn't do anything for them when they were serving. They hurt them when they were serving. So they have an obligation now to identify just what they did. They know. It's not like they don't. And if they don't, there are stakeholder women like myself across the veteran community who'd be happy to come in and tell them. We are there, we know, we are dealing with veterans all the time, and we'd be happy to explain. If they provided that, it just means that the veteran herself doesn't have to document it when she has no documentation. This is ridiculous. And if they're going to do it with MST, they've acknowledged with MST that women's voices matter and that women's stories matter. So if we know that already, that precedence has been set. That has already been done. This would light years, move things ahead light years if we just did this one thing, if the Canadian Forces stepped up and said what they did to women. They know the equipment issues. In my opinion, it's low-hanging fruit. It's something they can do, and it was something that will make a huge difference to women veterans.